Hello, hello, we are live. Now, I just want to check the audio before we kick this thing off. I want to make sure you guys can hear me a-okay. So if you can just give me a 1 in the chat and let me know you can hear me. So just push 1, hit enter into the chat. Let me know you guys can hear me okay. All right, getting 1, 1, 1. We can hear you loud and clear. 1, 1, 1. Awesome, guys. I love the engagement. We're going to jump right into this thing. Now, the first question I'm sure that's on your mind is this webinar worth your time? Now, we're going to bring on a behemoth with Grant Cardone. He's going to be really showing you the roadmap, and I'm going to be showing you the roadmap to scaling your facility. If you've ever been stuck in a lull or stuck at a certain revenue number month over month and you're kind of banging your freaking head against the wall, or you're just ready for a new system, right? To take hold of a new system that will work on getting local clients in through your doors. You just need to get more exposure, your word out, to get more clients through your doors. And this is for you. And so Grant is going to be talking about some big idea stuff, right? The big ideas, the big concepts that you really have to understand to really scale. Then I'm going to take the reins at the end and show you boots on the ground, right? What does it look like as far as, what does the funnel look like? What's the process look like for you as a gym owner to really roll this thing out and start making some moolah, okay? Now, the results of doing this right and actually using this system look like this. This is John at Studio X, and for the longest time, John felt like his business was stalled out because he was only making $40,000 per year. And he told me that his business felt more like a tax write-off than anything else. And then after working together for only 2.5 months, we generated over $50,000 in new business. And this is cash collected, okay? This isn't projected revenue. This is $50,000 cash collected in 2.5 months into his bank account. And that was over 100 high ticket memberships, okay? And now he knows with predictability where the next sale is coming from. And there are these giant pools of ambiguity that we're, as entrepreneurs, expected to leap out into day after day, week after week, month after month. And it's the predictability and the cash flow, right? And the predictability and sustainability in your business that keeps us sane, okay? And so this is Troy at T2. This is a gym out in Canada, so this works in a lot of different places. So we will have clients in the US, Canada, UK, and in Australia, okay? So clients all over the globe, and the system works phenomenal everywhere we launched it. And so this is Troy, and over the course of just 8 weeks, so only 8 weeks, we generated $52,000 in new business for Troy, and that's $52,000 cash collected. That was 105 high ticket memberships for him. And this is done in DC at Cosima, and they said they didn't know growth this quick was even possible. So we rolled out the system that made $50,000 in the first 45 days. And we actually had to slow down marketing because there were so many leads, so many appointments, so much deal flow to handle that we had to pump the brakes so that they can catch up. Now, who is this for? At the end of the day, this is for anybody who wants to put their business on autopilot and wants to add $1 million in gross revenue over the course of a year. And so if you're the type of person who's like, I just want 1 or 5 new clients and I'd be okay, this probably isn't for you. We're looking for people who want to play big at the highest level, because we know that you playing at the highest level, at the end of the day, you're impacting lives, okay? I don't want that should never get confused. At the end of the day, you're transforming lives, and we want you to be able to have the biggest impact on your community. And that's why we're doing this. It's because at the end of the day, I know the more successful and sustainable the business that you operate is, the more you're able to go out and do the most good in your community. And that's one of the sayings in our community, right? Do the most good. And our goal for this web class is we're going to show you how to finally grow from your solopreneur mindset to one that leads an A-team. And we're going to show you how to set up expectations to get everyone on your team contributing. It's not fair if you're the only one, right? And then we're going to show you how to crush sales objectives with people who don't necessarily see themselves as quote unquote salespeople, which is most of the planet, right? And so the bonus, so we asked you some questions. You guys gave us your feedback into what you really want to see from Grant as well. So we're going to throw these in here, and it's going to be how to stop wasting your time and allow you to focus on what you're good at. Okay, there's so many things that you can focus on in growing your business, and there's so much noise out there. Should you blog? Should you podcast? Should you be on MySpace or Periscope? Or should you be doing Facebook Live? Should you be on video every single day? Should you be doing Facebook ads? There's so much noise, right? And so we're gonna simplify everything for you. We're gonna show you the path, show you the steps to get there, and allow you to focus on what you're good at. Then we're going to increase your value by focusing on selling high ticket memberships. Now, high ticket is the fastest way, the fast track to getting to your goals. If you've ever wanted a revenue goal, the fastest way to get there is to increase your prices. And what happens when you do that? Two things happen. One, you play at a different level. Your new price point, you're forcing yourself to play at a higher level. And two, everyone that you sell into your new higher ticket membership, they're going to be more committed. The higher the price point, the higher the commitment level. I'm going to say that again. The higher the price point, the higher the commitment level. They will be the most dedicated and committed members that you have, because they're all in. And so this isn't for you if you don't have a premium service that you can offset. So if you have a gym and you're charging $10-20 a month, that's okay, but you have to have some type of semi-private, a group coaching class to facilitate the higher price point. Okay, I know there's a lot of different facilities on right now. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm covering everyone. So the last is going to be how to 10x your gym, and this is going to be scaling your business to 7 figures and beyond. Now, are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to be bringing on Grant Cardone. Grant, I know you're waiting for me right now. Just give us another minute. What I really like is through success is it's not always about achieving the things, right? It's not always about buying the cool car, the big house, or in your case, Grant, the plane. It's about the person. It's about being the person who's able to manifest those things. And that's what I've always been inspired by. And I'm fired up to be introducing you, Grant. And if you're not following Grant, you might have missed this recent moment. And I want to play this now.
Look at this piece.
Now, who thinks that's cool as hell? Grant, are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell us a little bit about this moment where you took possession of that beautiful plane?
Yeah. So, yeah. When I was watching that, the guy, I'm watching everybody that's watching this right now. I'm like, oh, these guys are probably like, oh, that's good for Grant, but what's that got to do with me? I mean, the only thing it has to do with you guys is that. Go ahead, John. Just do it real quick. There you go. The only thing that has to do with you guys is I started from nothing. Like, you know, that I'm a guy that started. I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So, you know, me taking delivery of that jet, I paid for that. I wrote a check for it in December. Me writing a check for that jet should be inspiration to everybody. So, you got any hate in your heart, you're probably not going to like me when you see me roll up in that. But if you have the right, if those kind of things inspire you, which success does. I've always been inspired by other people's success. It didn't matter whether it was, you know, the DuPonts back in the 20s that were creating, you know, the wealth in America, or Elon Musk today. You know, when I see somebody being successful, that really encourages me to find my success, encourages me to find my potential. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today. I don't own a CrossFit gym. I don't own a fitness gym. I don't own any kind of fitness gym. I just started working out again about 3 months ago. Every day I go to a guy comes to my place and works out with me for an hour. And so I'm committed to getting in the best physical condition of my life at 60 years old. I've got my businesses in really good shape. Now I got to pay attention to my physical well-being. And so what I want to talk to you about today is this whole concept of 10X. If you don't know who I am, I've written 8 books now. Here's some of the books that I've written: a sales book, a book about obsession, how to turn obsession into being driven in a business. I wrote a book called "If You're Not First, You're Last." It's a New York Times bestseller. How to close transactions, and I just finished writing a book on real estate. I wrote a book on finance. 13 best-selling programs for businesses that companies around the world, from Fortune 100 companies that do $5 and $6 billion a year in sales, to mom and pop businesses that, maybe you're doing 50 or 80 grand and want to go to 800. So I know I can help your business. I know your business can grow. I know there's not one of you watching right now. What is there, 500 people or something? There's not one of you that can't grow your business. Not one of you. There's not one of you that's so big that you can't grow your business if you made the right moves and avoided making some dumb moves. So I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. Today we own 7 businesses. When they were making $1 million, I thought I was the shit. And now I look back and say, man, that was stupid. Okay. This year we'll do almost $150 million a year in sales. There's 7 different businesses across 7 different genres. Some of them are retail. Some of them require human beings. Some of them are e-commerce. Some of them are very capital intensive, like a real estate company. Again, they're all different, but they all have one thing in common with your cross fitness business. You're not in the gym business, okay? You are in the people business. At the end of the day, the only way to grow a business, and I've worked with Chrysler, Toyota, Google, the only way to grow a business starts with, first of all businesses involve people, including Amazon, by the way. Amazon would be the least like a company. Man, the lights are just banging on that thing so hard. Okay. I mean, your business is about people. Your job is, hey, how do I get this guy to smile and give me money? At the end of the day, every business, including the CrossFit gym business, is about people. How do I get more people to get attention? The business cycle looks like this. Okay. It's advertising that you guys were talking about a few seconds ago. Advertise, and then I get interest. Right here. This is where the human being comes involved, right? Then I go into a sales cycle. The sales cycle doesn't happen to heal. This is called a business cycle. And then basically what I do is I repeat the cycle, right? All the goal is to get this guy's attention. We spend 3 days simplifying this business cycle. Are they going to see that backwards, Johnny? Okay.
Grant, I have a question where we actually had people in private groups on Facebook, and they're actually bragging their business has been open for 7 years and they haven't given themselves a paycheck. What do you say to people like that who believe they're in this as a public service? What do you say to people like that, but they're not able to pay their bills?
Well, first of all, 64% of all businesses in America break even or lose money. They're mere hobbies. Just so you guys know, breaking even, it shouldn't even be a category. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And the reason most businesses suffer is because the business owner suffers. Like, you won't spend money in your own community on advertising and marketing. So why do you think somebody's going to spend money with you to do business with you? Right? So the very complaints that you have about your customers, they don't make decisions, they're cheap, they're mooches, they quit, they start the program, they want to come in one time, work out, and then quit. That's the thing the business owner does.
Can you say that one more time just to reinforce that? Because you hit the nail on the head.
To the degree that your customer is a little bitch, is to the same degree that you're a little bitch. Okay, the business owners little think gets him little think customers. I'm just telling you guys this because this is what I did. I'm talking from personal experience. I didn't spend money in advertising. The whole cycle starts right here. Advertising. Once you have the idea, I'm going to be in the CrossFit business, okay? Then what you got to do is you got to spend money to create interest, to get money, to repeat. And again, you guys are thinking too small. The biggest, I work with Ashley Furniture. Ashley Furniture does $5 billion a year. You know what he says? Dude, we think too small. Okay. He got turned on to this book right here, the 10X rule. He's like, what am I doing? I'm thinking too small. They're the #1 furniture manufacturer in the world. And they're like, we're thinking too small. He doesn't spend enough money on social media. Okay. So you got to advertise right here to create interest. Now you don't have to spend money. It just so happens that money is the cheapest resource that you have. See, the average business owner in America has no employees. Well, I got to tell you, that's not a business. That's prison. I got 115 employees here. You cannot grow your business without employees. People don't cost money. So you guys, you're in the CrossFit business, so I'm going to go ahead and punch you in the face pretty hard here because you guys are doing CrossFit. You're not doing yoga or Pilates, right? There's not meditation going on. Is that right?
Grant, we have some other.
Hold on. So I'm going to punch you in the face a little bit. You guys, the only way to grow your business is to grow your business. The cheapest form of investment is cash. Money is the cheapest energy there is. The other energy that you guys, if you don't want to spend money, then you need to go out on your street corner and you need to stand in front of your store and you need to drag people out of their cars and off the street into your gym and make them sign up with you. Okay, and then you'll grow your business. Go ahead, you had a question.
I was just going to say, Grant, we have some broader fitness professionals here, not just CrossFit specific. But everything you said, any gym that I've worked with, and we've worked with literally hundreds, over 600 gyms, is all applicable. It's all about thinking bigger, not smaller. If they invest a bit, like a little bit, and get an ROI, use that money to make more money and scale up.
Just so you guys know, I spend $2,000 a month on my coach, on my trainer. And I'm telling you that because you need to know that not everybody makes a decision about $30. Okay, the lower you go, the less I'm going to appreciate your service. If the people that you hire and you think small, guess what? Everything's going to be small. Your margins are going to be small. Your prices are going to be small. Your contracts are going to be small. Everything will be an issue. So the first thing I would tell you is like what we do when we go into a company is our first target with the company is this. Okay? So when I go to any size company, my target is we're going to 10x your business. So let's say your business is doing 30 grand a month right now. My goal would be to create a plan to make it do 300 grand. So what the reason why we want to do that, okay, is because maybe you don't need that. In which case you don't need to be on the call today. You should just keep doing what you're doing. Go about your way. But the reality is you're going to go out of business if you don't get bigger. Okay, big works. Bigger is better. You have no chance of staying in business if you stay small. Okay, I think 74% of all businesses in America have no employees. None. There's no employees. You got an employee. You got a guy that owns a business that works in the gym business, and he doesn't pay himself a salary. Like, how's that a business? So you should pay yourself a salary. And after that salary, all the money should go back in the company, growing the company out so you can scale it. Otherwise, it's just a hobby. And all the hobbies I have, most of the hobbies I have back to when I was a teenager, they just cost me money.
Grant, we find that gyms that come on board, the smaller they are, actually the hungrier they are. And I love to talk about this specific thing we consistently see over and over again. They get to a certain point where they're actually able to make some revenue and they have employees, but then they flatline. Part of what I think it is they're finally making money and they're surprised that they're making money and they're just not hungry enough, or they just don't realize the opportunity. Some of them start thinking small and they just want to save everything, and they just don't believe they need to get that big. The number that you put up there, that $30,000 per month, believe it or not, that's where we see a lot of gyms flatline. Then just 2 years later, just 2 years later, they're closed.
Yeah, exactly. Because look, America is financially illiterate. So because of the way most of us were brought up, poor and middle class, if your daddy made 50 grand a year and now you make 30 grand a year, you're like, wow, this is heaven. I'm making 360 grand. I'll give you an example, okay? If you go to work at Facebook, the median income at Facebook is 250 grand a year. Just so you know, the people at Facebook, these smart people at Facebook, they don't even know how bad the deal is. After taxes, they end up with $90,000. The cost of living is about 78 grand. They're lucky that if they have $12,000 left over out of 250 grand. So sooner or later, some of these people are negative, by the way, at 250. I know people in New York City that make 400, 500, 600,000 don't have any money left over. If you end up being just getting by, whether it's 30 grand, 300 grand, whatever, 3 million, if after a while you just can barely get by and you can never see your way off the treadmill, well, guess what? You're going to quit the business. You're going to run the business into the ground. There's no money left over. So again, the 10X rule, this guy's goal should be $2.5 million. It will show him where he needs to get so he can have financial freedom. It's not about money. Money's worthless. I already said that. I said, look, the money's no good. It's useless. It's only good if you use it. But most people don't have enough money to actually do anything with the money. So in the beginning, if I'm making 30 grand a month, that guy or gal, that gym that got to the 30 grand, they should be going broke every month on advertising and marketing and training and self-improvement. They should be broke. All their money. They should go through all their money so that they can grow to the next level and finally have a cushion. This isn't a cushion. Who wants to work for 250 grand a year every day and end up with $1,000 a month? One car accident with one kid, you're out of your 12 grand. So, you know, if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you're like, oh, I could live on 250 grand. Great. But you're not making 250 grand. In Tulsa, you're going to make 60 grand. And this bleeds into your whole organization, right? Because watch what happens. If you're only making $30,000 a month, gross, before your lease, okay? Before your lease, before your 4 employees, let's say you got 4 employees making 30 grand, 4 employees, you got to pay those guys at least $5,000 or $6,000 a month, right? Just to keep them. Let's say you pay them $5 grand a month. Otherwise, they're going to, if they're any good, they're going to go look for another opportunity. They're going to quit you. So there's your payroll is at 20. You got 10,000 left over. You haven't spent 1 penny on advertising. You hadn't paid yourself. You hadn't spent a penny on advertising, a penny on marketing, a penny on social media. You hadn't spent a penny on a lease. You hadn't turned the electricity on, no new equipment. Bang, shoot yourself in the head. Come work for me because you can make more money working for me than you can yourself. By the way, you hate the guy you work for now. And it's you. I hate my boss. And now your marriage goes down the tubes because there's no money left over. You're not even working out anymore. You're a fat slob now. You were in shape before you did this. Now you hate yourself. You hate your wife or husband. You're overweight, and then you got to listen to my bullshit today.
Grant, I love how much in your videos you talk about people on your team, young hustlers, and even your camera guy. Is it John?
Johnny the camera guy.
Right? Making money. Let's talk about your team because businesses are afraid to push people. John, I love it. I love having a face now. Thank you, John, very much. You're actually you're inspirational.
I show off all my people, man. I'm not the only guy doing well here. You know, you want to build a team of people, man, that like I got 115 employees here. I think my payroll, I don't even know what my payroll is actually. There's a bunch. $6 million a year probably. So I don't care. It should be 60 million a year. People don't cost money. Okay. The question is not how much I'm going to pay Johnny, it's how famous can I make Johnny? I want to make Johnny and Steve and Jared and I want Francisco. I want all my guys. I want people to know my team. Because if I'm the only guy doing well, then I'm broke.
So, Grant, what's the first two or three things you're looking for in somebody? This person should be on your team. This guy, I want that guy on my team.
I think you're jumping the gun. I think you're jumping the gun right now. I think that the first thing you guys need to do is you guys need to invest money in yourselves. Like you need to get your head, you guys that run the company, is that what I have, all business owners?
Yes.
You guys need to work, you don't need to worry about other people. You need to worry about yourself. So if you're in St. Petersburg, Florida, and you're like, I can't find any good people here, it's because you're no good. You know, if you're in Covina, California, and you're like, man, I can't find any good people here. I live in Miami, man. You want to talk about having a hard time to find good people? I hear it from everybody here. You can't hire good people in Miami. Then you got to be a better leader. You got to be a better leader. To the degree that you live in a town or city that is not motivated, disengaged, not excited, they're not educated, a bunch of millennials, you got to be a better leader. So the first thing I would tell you guys to do is you got to get your game on. Quit looking for good people until you get great. Because great people are not going to follow good people. So you're not going to get great people because you're average. So the first thing I got to do in my own business is I got to take care of Grant. I got to take care of my physical condition. I got to take care of my mental condition. I got to take care of my financial mindset. I gotta feel like I'm good enough to go buy a jet, right? But I have to produce enough money to do that. So I have to have a lot of confidence in myself so that I can start attracting confident people to come work for me. Second thing, your company has to make money. You are not going to get great people without money. It's impossible. By the way, you might get them, but you won't keep them. Third thing is you need a business that has other rings around it, right? I need to be able to give people other opportunities, particularly when I get super, super great, talented people. I need to be able to have other opportunities to offer them, or at least say, hey, dude, it's over here. Why don't you come play in this space? And maybe Johnny doesn't want to take it. Maybe Johnny never wants to step up and be a manager or an executive or a senior, and he just wants to shoot video. But that'll be his decision, not mine. Whatever. So then now the question is, how do you start finding, what do you look for in great people? I look for the same qualities that I have. So the last thing here, and then I'll just open it up to a bunch of questions, is commitment. You know, this all comes back to commitment. I'm not committed to money. I was never committed to buying a plane. I'm committed to finding my potential. You know, I'm committed to finding my client's potential. I'm committed to finding the potential of my marriage. I want to find the potential of my kids. But mostly I'm interested in my personal potential. How much can I do in one day? How many people can I reach? How many people can I help? How much of a difference can I really make? I think that's what drives all people. I think that's probably why you guys are in the self-help business. Because you're in the self-help. You're in the help business. You were interested in your own body at one point. You're like, man, I'm gonna do CrossFit, and because you're interested in your potential. And that's what I like about your business. Your business is attached to potential. So you guys, you're so closely connected to potential. You help your customers with their potential, and then you let your business get flabby.
Grant, I've got a guy who commented that his owner won't get off the phone and listen. And some people, I don't know what to say to that guy, but I feel for him because you're just spitting gospel right now, and I feel like everyone needs to hear it.
Yeah. Well, you know, look, hey, the owner's got to be willing to listen, right? So You know, I think most people have given up on the idea that they can do better. I know I've done that. I've had different stages in my life where I remember I was 40 years old. I was making about $1 million a year, and I thought I was the shit, man. Didn't have time to listen to anybody. I just thought, but I remember being 16 years old and thought I was the shit, right? So, everybody can be an idiot at some point in their life.
So I have a lot of people asking about advertising and how they 10x stuff. Grant, we're actually doing this already at Impact. We actually set these things up for a person so they can put in $3 into our system and get 10, 15, and in some cases $180 in return on that. So if you were a gym owner making, say, $30, $50, or $20,000 a month, and you had a system that could do that, how often would you want to use that thing?
So my answer to you is going to be different, okay? I'm willing to lose money to advertise. So I need people. I need people in my gym. I don't need money in the bank. I need people in the gym. I need my name on the TV, the radio, the Facebook, and the Instagram. I need people talking about me. I don't need people. Nobody's going to talk about my bank account. Money is useless, folks. This is all of you been taught. Cash is king. I mean, the one thing I would tell you, all of you, right? And the reason you have such a hard time selling your guys on give me money for advertising is because the way we were brought up to think about money is screwed up. Cash is not king. Cash is garbage. Cash flow is king. You want cash flow. You don't want cash.
Grant, we have a question from Decker. Decker asked, what's the fastest way to get known? Is it social media, walking the streets?
Dude, look, the fastest way to get known, there is no fast way to get known unless you get arrested. So, and I don't recommend that. So, it's going to be a combination: Instagram, Facebook, TV, radio, public announcements, free things. You should do a lot of free events. Do free things for kids, free things for pregnant women, free, like you got to do a lot of stuff. We spend $1 million a month on advertising here, and I bet you I spend another $5 million on stuff we do. So, my whole life, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, you can see everything I'm doing in my life every day. I'm a complete open book. Like me or hate me, just know me. And that applies to your business. It applies to furniture. It applies to e-commerce. It applies to raising money. It applies to charities, tangible or intangible. Doesn't matter whether you're selling life insurance or gym memberships.
We have a question from Sasha. She asks, how do you establish yourself as an expert?
All you got to do is tell everybody over and over you're an expert. First thing I would do is start telling people you're an expert. And then start, everybody, by the way, is an expert. My daughter's 7 years old. She's turning 7 tomorrow. One of my daughters. She is an expert. She just needs to know what she's an expert on. There's things she knows that I don't know anything about. That's called altitude. And anybody that's given altitude is an expert. So you guys just need to claim what you're an expert on. And then you need to tell the whole world that you're an expert, and you need to figure out every angle, writing articles, videos, audios, podcasts. You need to become an expert. And don't keep everything to yourself. I think there's a saying somewhere I saw on one of these memes or something that, one of the things about being successful is not sharing all your secrets. Dude, one way to be successful is to share everything that you know with everyone. If I want to be a billionaire, all I got to do is help 1 billion people. I help 1 billion people. If 1 billion people know my name, there's a real good chance that I could become a billionaire. The best product doesn't win. The best known product wins.
Say that one more time, because I think we have a lot of gym owners on here who are thinking if they can get their client from a 400-pound deadlift to a 600-pound deadlift, somehow they're going to become world famous and the floodgates are going to open.
Yeah. The best known product the best known product beats the best product. So I will never be dependent upon one person's success. Whether it's a customer, guys, if you don't scale your business, you're going to be out of business. Bottom line. You will not be in business. You're going to quit, man. And by the way, like the guy that finally gets to 30 grand and stops, he quit on his business. Let's call a spade a spade. A quitter is a quitter. Even at 30 grand a month, you a quitter. You quit. You quit growing your business. You should advertise that. Put it on your Facebook page. We quit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a guy saying, hey, we are done. We're not growing our business anymore. We're satisfied with the handful of clients that we have. Oh, by the way, we know they're going to die. They're going to get in accidents. They're going to hurt themselves. You know how many gyms go out of business just because their clients hurt themselves and quit paying next month? So I need a lot of clients. I need 10 times the clients so 2 of them can hurt themselves and 8 of them can pay me.
Someone asked, is there such thing as growing too fast?
No, there's no such thing as growing too fast. There's a such thing as growing too slow, though. Businesses fail because you guys grow too slow. Takes too long. You don't make money fast enough. There's not one of you making enough money fast enough. Hats off to you, man.
What are 3 things that a gym owner, a small business owner can do that are super productive and get the momentum going in the right direction?
Number 1, you should get your entire staff on a program. Number 2, you should get your entire staff on a program. And number 3, you should get your entire staff on the same program that you're on. There's nothing else you should do. Like, to commit. Commitment means you follow it up with time, energy, and resources. If you make a commitment to something, it requires time, energy, and resources. Otherwise, you didn't make a commitment. And this is why programs like this don't work. And this is probably why that business owner wouldn't get off the phone. Because he's like, dude, it never works. You know why? Because he hears something and doesn't do anything with it. And when I say do something with it, I mean I got to invest time. I got to invest money. It has to cost something. And I have to invest resources. Energy. It requires me to be there. It can't be something that happens to me. I need to be attentive in the chair. I need to be in a situation where I'm forced to do something. So that's why I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape because I got a guy that comes to my house. I pay him no matter what. If I'm not there, I pay him. I hadn't missed one day. I've missed maybe 3 days in 4 months. 120 days, I've missed maybe 3 days. So commit to something today. So in calls like this, there's always maybe 8 or 10% of the audience that are the winners that end up moving on this. So if there's 500 people in this call, there's probably 40 or 50 guys that are like, hey, dude, I want to do something. I want to grow to the next level. Typically 450 people out of 500 don't do anything. It's a good idea. It was great. Hey, man, thanks for having that. Rah, rah. And nothing happens. But there's always 40 or 50 people, the winners, the top of the food chain, the creme de la creme, the people that build muscle, that show up, that are hungry, and they want to grow to the next level, where this resonated, and you're like, dude, this is what I got to do. That's what I would tell you. Number 1, get you and your team on the same page on a program. 2, get your team on a program. 3, get your team on a program.
All right, so what suggestion do you have for gym owners who've made the transition with us and they're growing their gym to $1 million and they're just hitting some internal friction with either structure of staff? I know because we have someone like Ted in Ocala, Kelly in Indiana, Chris in Canada. These are all people who are working with us, but they come up with some type of resistance, this invisible ceiling. What do you suggest for those guys who are doing it? They're on board, they're working with us, but they're still hitting some walls.
No, you can't focus on the problems, man. You need to start delegating those problems to managers. See, what happens with the entrepreneur somewhere along the line that you're talking about becomes a manager. Entrepreneurs are not managers. Managers are managers. Entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. So you got to keep growing the business. Like unless you've decided, hey, we're going to go ahead and put the brakes on now. So a race car driver has to remain a race car driver. He's not the pit boss, right? He doesn't change the tires. You let somebody else worry about changing the tires. His job is to wear the tires out. His job is to accelerate. His job is to pass people. His job is to make sure they don't wreck. You need a team, guys. So the thing that I don't do here, like I run 7 businesses. Everybody's like, how do you run 7 businesses and write books and speak and buy real estate? Because I don't do stuff that I'm not the pit boss, right? I let somebody else manage the business and I go grow the business. My job is to grow the business. So my job is to accelerate. And if we wreck something, somebody else takes it to the shop.
Can you explain that mentality a little more, where your job is not to manage those things, but your job is to grow the business? Because I think there's some business owners who are doing well right now and they're just getting stuck, right? They're getting mentally stuck there. So can you put some handles on that?
It's based on 10X. My only job here is to grow the revenue of the company. My job is not to manage expenses. I don't manage people. I don't interview people. I don't fire people. Look at all the stuff I don't do that you guys do. I don't worry about our ad budget. All I do is go get revenue. I manage the first 1 inch of my financial statement. I don't need 6 or 7 inches. 1 inch. You give me 1 inch. You give me 1 inch of a financial statement, and that's all I do is focus on that 1 inch. Dante, I want to thank you, man. I want to thank everybody that joined me today. You guys are awesome. I'd love to meet all of you in person at some point.
We actually have a second part coming up here. We'd love to set up a way where our people can come to one of your events, probably here pretty soon.
Dude, let's work it out, okay? Steve, get on the phone with him and see if we can, get him a section, 500 strong. Okay? Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Grant, we're going to continue with what we got here. Thanks again. Right on. Wasn't that amazing? Yes, I'm getting yes. Hell yeah, loved it. All right, so where do you start? That's the question. So in the beginning, I said Grant's going to come in with his strategic understanding of growing businesses, but then you're going to want to know what are the next steps. What are the strategic things you need to do as a gym owner to really scale, right? If you want to hit 7 figures, okay? If you want to max out your fitness business, this is what I'm going to show you right now. So stay with me. So it starts with a graduating funnel system. And the goal of that system is to graduate leads to the next step. And so in this case, we had 505 leads. We graduated 341 of them to actually book time with us. 163 of them ended up coming into the facility in person. And then 111 of them, 111 high ticket sales, those people actually ended up becoming new members. Okay, so this campaign did over $50,000 in revenue. And so what it looks like is like this. So we start with an interested person. There's people out there. So we're targeting the 95% of people who don't feel like they're being addressed. Okay, they don't feel like marketing is really targeting them. And so we start with that interested person. They have weight loss goals that they want to achieve. We collect their contact information, okay, name, email, and phone number, and then we send them over to our technology. Okay, that's going to be the IHP dashboard. Okay, and the IHP dashboard gets to work for you. There's going to be a little bit of a manual process for you, but the goal is to get that person to come in to your facility in person. So you're sitting belly to belly. You're able to sell someone who's right in front of you. And then we provide you with the sales training. So you get your own sales trainer and the scripts. And it's going to be the easiest $500 that you've ever made. And really taking this to the next level, we wanted to track everything. So we can track the entire leads journey. And what we saw was astounding. What we saw was we made, on average, $30 to $50 per lead. Every lead that came into our system, we were making, okay, earning in revenue, front-end revenue only, $30 to $50 every lead. But we could buy leads on Facebook for only $3 to $5. Okay, you see what we did there? That's like spending. Okay, that's like putting $3 to $5 into the system, and it's spitting out $30 to $50 in revenue. And once we did this, our clients' businesses exploded. We have Greg, who generated 45 clients and $22,000 in just 4 weeks, over $22,000 in just a month. And Khalil generated 67 clients and did $33,000 in just 8 weeks. Okay, how would you like $33,000 in your bank account in 8 weeks? Now, if your gym is not growing by $5,000 to $8,000 per month, how soon do you want this fixed? Type in the chat, how soon do you want this fixed? Yesterday, I'm getting now, ASAP, as soon as possible. All right. Now you have two options right now. You can struggle with this on your own, and you can waste an entire year testing and learning, okay? And maybe you'll finally get it right, maybe you won't. But you're gonna waste a year making the same amount of money or less than you did last year. Option two is you can apply to work with me today and have a campaign up and running next week. You can start making money as soon as next week. And you can tell me, okay, on their call together, you can tell me where you're going to take your vacation with your family next year. Now, why are we doing this? I know, right? I know that a successful and sustainable business does the most good in their community. And that's why I started Impact Horsepower. I wanted to enable entrepreneurs with the ability to make a greater impact faster. That was the thing, okay? I wanted to give you the ability to make a greater impact on your community faster. And so with that system, okay, it's gonna look like this. Kosama Fitness, 895 leads, almost $60,000 in revenue. We put $1.11 in and got $60 out. Modern Vision, 380 leads, almost $20,000 in just 3 weeks. $2.63 in, $51.21 out. Studio X, 765 leads. That was $50,000 in 2.5 months. That was $3 in and $65 out. And so I want you to focus on these three things. There's a ton of things that you could focus on, but with our program, you only need to be able to do these two things. Can you catch? Can you talk to people who have already admitted that they want to lose weight? Can you do that? Can you talk to people who have already admitted they want to lose weight? And two, can you help them lose the weight? That's it. So it's everything that you need to scale your business. It's going to be a 6-week transformation challenge targeting 50 new clients in 10 weeks. You get the Impact Horsepower dashboard, the Maverick sales system, that's going to be the scripts, the presentations, and we're going to do sales training with you. So we're going to make sure that you understand how to sell the system before we ever start marketing. And then you have the Maverick marketing system. This is done for you. We handle all of the technical and confusing things. Then you have the advanced EFT conversions. So we expect you to upgrade, okay? Just take care of your people so that they want to upgrade. And we expect you to get 72% of those people to continue on and work with you for at least another 8 months, okay? Then you have Mass Impact, and that's a done for you nutrition. So you don't have to worry about meal plans and cookbooks and all that stuff, all that jazz. We take care of all of that for you. And so we run the online marketing campaign for you. It's easy to manage, simple to start. You start seeing profits in as little as 2 weeks. Auto text, auto dial, and auto management of your leads through Polaris, our dashboard. You get expert sales training to catch and keep new members, and we work with you to max out. Honestly, why would you settle for anything less? We are right now in an internet age renaissance, and right now you can get some crazy returns on your advertising dollars. You just have to know what you're doing. And so we have built-in AI into the technology, so you get to leverage all of the gyms that we ever worked with, all of the sales that we've ever collected, and we layer that on top of your market, and we understand who's most likely to buy. And that's like having the cheat codes to business, cheat codes to life. It's like looking into a crowd and knowing who is most likely to purchase. And when we did this, again, in Arizona, we took a really hyper-competitive area. They're getting $20 to $30 leads. The next night, we lay this on top of it in the afternoon. The next day, cost really dropped to $3. Okay, so to sum it all up, get the coaching and training with the Maverick system, 10 weeks of access to the IHP dashboard that's going to be Polaris, the Maverick sales system, the Maverick marketing system. This is going to be done for you. We take care of the lead generation, so you just have to worry about when your leads come in and then enrolling them the way that we show you, and then taking care of them so that they want to continue business with you long term. And then you get the advanced EFT conversions, mass impact, that's going to be the done for you nutrition, and then you get Hive AI, so it's going to be targeting buyers in your market. And that's all the stuff that we do on the back end. So you do the math. If all this did was allow you to focus on what you're good at and not worry about leads, would it be worth it? If all this did was add a few dozen more clients that consistently pay you every month and they stay for 8 months, would it be worth it? I'm getting yes, 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 love it. And then if all this did was allow you to get paid what you're worth and enjoy your life, and allowed you not feel like you're being treated like the highest paid slave in your business, right? Would it be worth it? Getting yes, yes, yes. Someone said sell me something already. Okay, so for the first 10 gym owners, you get territory exclusivity, no gyms within a 6-mile radius of your facility. We take that very seriously. And then you're also going to get one-on-one sales training. That's going to be for you and your staff. You will also get a priority launch date, so your campaigns will launch first. We have a lot of gyms on the call today. We had 1,000 people register, 500 gyms are still on the call right now. So you're going to want to get in on this as soon as I drop that link. So so what does this look like if you're going to go out on your own and do this, okay? It's not cheap, it's expensive. And the reason why is because you're going to be Frankensteining a bunch of different platforms together, hoping that the system works the way it should. And so these are all monthly costs. So if you have a mail tracking tool, it's going to be $299 to use it at the level that is needed in this campaign. Tracking tool is going to be $200 a month. Opt-in builder, $97 a month. Scheduling software, $69 per month. SMS credits, so you can make sure your people show up. That's going to be $200 a month. Messenger platform, $30, domain, $10, and then Facebook ads, $1,000. All when it's said and done, you're going to be paying almost $2,000 per month to just go out and try to do it on your own with no guidance. Okay, we're privy to have a platform that does all of this, right? And it's all included. Okay, so that's what we spent the last 12 months doing. So you don't have to spend that money, right? And you would, if you're doing it on your own, you would get no guidance in that process. You're kind of wandering off in the dark. So the front end opportunity looks like this: 50 people signing up is going to be $24,000, almost $25,000. And the back end opportunity, because we know that 70 to 75% of the people that you work with are going to want to upgrade and continue doing business with you. That's going to be an additional $37,500. Okay, and we expect that for you. And the way we got that number is average lifetime value of a client is typically $1,000. Okay, so how much does it cost to stay where you're at? I realized that we have taken a lot of gyms from very cash strapped, cash poor, to completely crushing it. Some well on their way to 7 figures. And the cost of staying where you're at is the cost of continuous anxiety, fears, and doubts. And I've been here, right? I've been here when I first started my business almost 5 years ago. It was tough, right? It was tough. And I was trying to figure out all the systems, all the marketing techniques to get me to where I wanted to go. And the best investment you can ever make is the investment in yourself and the knowledge to get you there. All you need to do is team yourself up with the right people, and you're going to get where you need to go. And so the cost of staying where you're at is all that frustration and doubt. Now, will this work for your business? Now, if you're asking yourself, am I a good fit? you need to be these three things. First, you have to want to do the most good in your community, and that's a big one for us because that aligns with our company mission. And you also need to focus on group training or be able to add group classes. Okay, so that's the big caveat. And then the last one is you must be coachable. We don't want people coming in thinking that they know everything. That's obviously no one has fun in that situation. So if that's you, go over to impacthp.com/apply, and you can book time on my calendar or one of our teammates' calendars. There should be a link that just popped up, and you can go ahead and click that link and book time right now. Like I said before, the first 10 people are going to get those bonuses. We have a lot of people on the call today, so go ahead and click that link and apply now. Now, about the program, can you do these three things? Can you, first, be aware when your leads come in, okay? Second, can you enroll them the way that we show you? And then third, can you service them so that they want to upgrade, okay? Can you service them so that they want to upgrade? All right, so go over to impacthp.com/apply and apply now. So 50 members in just weeks. So we had Kelly did 60 members in 8 weeks. Tyrone did 53 members in 8 weeks. Ted did 54 members in 8 weeks at one of his facilities. The other facility did even better. Michael Gaines, 40 members in 5 weeks. Chris Bonafoco did 67 members in just 4 weeks. Now, doing the most good, Chris said that September 6th passed, and he's already passed his total goal for August already. Okay, so he's already surpassed his goal for the month, and they added $6.5 thousand to their EFTs that month alone. And Kelly said we have a program after Maverick, which is called Titan. That's where we work with you to become $1 million facility. And she said, I just want to share that I love being a Titan, enjoying being coached so much. Finally believe I can run $1 million company. And that's what we are all about. So we have my man Cameron did 27 high ticket sales, $13,000 in just 3 weeks. Michael Gaines, 40 high ticket sales, almost $20,000 in just 4 weeks. Now, go over to impacthp.com/apply. We have over 500 people on this webinar, and our schedule is limited over the next 5 days, so you must apply now. Go ahead and click over there. The link is in the chat. It should have popped up for you. And go ahead and book your time. What we typically do here is I do some type of Q&A, but since we're allowing you to book time on our calendar and talk with us directly and ask any questions one-on-one, I'm not going to be doing a Q&A, so that is all we have for this webinar for today. I hope you enjoyed everything. Grant was an absolute monster, brought in a ton of value. So go ahead and go to impacthp.com/apply, and I look forward to having a great conversation. Till next time, cheers.